Hello there, it's Hillary, and welcome back for another Creative Faith video. In this video, I am going to be setting up my garden journal and my garden binder. And this took several days to get done, but I love how it all turned out. So 2023 was my husband and my first year having a garden. And really, since I was little, we had a garden when I was pretty small, but I don't really remember a ton about gardening. So it's been a whole new journey, and God has taught me so much in and through it. And so I will link in the description box below last year's garden vlog playlist if you want to check that out. And so I'm excited to be setting up and preparing for this year's gardening season. Last year, I only kept a garden journal. This year, I wanted to add a binder so that I could put some of these thicker, heavier, bigger things. So last year, I had put these were the little starts we used last year, and I had them in my garden journal, but it just got too thick and big, and they were falling out. So I wanted to have a garden binder where I could put more of things like this that are bigger and bulkier and use my garden journal for more documenting and having it be more portable. So that's kind of how I distinguished and set things up. And so I decorated the front of my garden binder, which you saw here a few minutes ago, using a Creative Faith printable I made last year called Gardening, and I will link that printable in the description box below. I use it in my garden journal setup as well. It is a really cute one, and if you love gardening, you should definitely check it out. For my garden binder, I have these page protectors, and I'm washi taping down the different tags from things we were given or purchased this year and last year too. And I'm using washi tape so that I can remove them because the tags have information on the back side as well. So I thought washi tape would be a great way to put them down on the page so that way if I need to access the information on the back, that is nice and easy to do. And then I put them in the page protectors, which is really great because then I can pull them and look at them, but I don't have to worry about the tags and things falling off. And then I have some different papers as well that friends gave me and that I picked up as I was picking up the different pieces for our garden. And so I wanted to just have all that information in binder. So then now I have my Hope Grows Here garden journal. And this is a Creative Faith A5 size grid journal you can get on Amazon. And I will have that linked in the description box below. And I used it last year and I have room in it to document and use it this year, which is perfect. And I'm using these Avery removable tabs to write the date on the tab so I can really easily flip to this year versus last year. Last year I tried to use a Creative Faith tab and use an adhesive strip, but I take this garden journal, I take it outside and whatnot. And so it kind of fell off and got destroyed. So I think these Avery tabs will be more heavy duty. So now I'm setting up my title page for the garden journal. And again, I'm using that printable, the gardening printable in the Creative Faith Etsy shop. And then I'm stamping. So just like I stamped on the cover of the garden binder, I'm also stamping on the intro page for the garden journal. So that way it kind of has a cohesive look. I used the same image and the same washi tape on the corners. So I really liked how it turned out. And then I printed off some different pictures from Pinterest to create a mood board for the garden. And I love doing this for different seasons. Be sure if you are doing this that you aren't using these images from Pinterest to sell anything. It's just for personal use because they are, copyrighted. They're other people's pictures, but I'm just use it for fun and really will be neat to see, how we had kind of imagined it versus how it actually, gets turns out. So I have been taking this garden journal with me, like I said, to pick up lavender, to meet with a lady from our church has and sells garden starts. And so I took this journal with me to meet up with her as well. So I use it a lot and take it a lot of places. So I already have a lot of different notes in here. And I left kind of some room at the top so I could add washi tape to decorate the pages a little bit. And I made this garden setup to-do list to kind of keep us on track for what we need to get done. And I love writing a prayer for the garden season. So I'm decorating the page with more of those printables from the Creative Faith Gardening printable. And then I also want to set up a garden map, so kind of a game plan for what we're gonna put where. We have 2 raised beds this year that my husband made that are 2 by 6 feet, I think. And then we have 2 hog fence arches. And then we have various pots because last year I used a bunch of pots for my garden. And so I'd encourage you to just start. Just start somewhere and see what God does in and through your garden season. So I'm writing out a prayer and just giving this season to the Lord, asking Him to bless our garden, protect our garden, use it to provide food for us. Gardening is so good for your health, and it also is really helpful for just getting outside, doing something with your hands. So really encourage you to start a garden this year. I wanted to edit some different pictures. You can see kind of some before and after pictures and use these pages to document what we had done so far in the garden. It's been really cool to see just progress already. And I also printed off a Creative Faith expense tracker. I'll list this printable in my Etsy shop down below if you want to pick it up. I still need to go back through our receipts and kind of document what we've been spending so far. It is probably more than we should have spent, but the good thing is that, a lot of this we won't have to buy again next year, like fill dirt, cedar, hog fencing, that. And then I'm ending with a page. I did this last year where I did Bible verses about gardening. And just this couple weeks, I've been noticing some as I've been reading the Bible. And so I wanted to for sure start a new page with some new Bible verses for gardening. And then I am using a gardening happy planner sticker book to decorate some of the pages and already wanted to write and take some notes and tell some stories about our garden project this year so far with doing some different things from seed and already a new phrase that I learned, cut and grow back. So really love how this garden journal and garden binder turned out. Here's the final flip through of the garden journal. And just so neat to be able to document. And last night, my husband and I were, as I showed him my new setup, I was reading through also some of last year's garden journal pages and showing him the pictures. And it was just so sweet to think about all that we've learned in and through this. It's been such a neat project to do as a husband and wife team and just doing something together outside with our hands and just seeing really the miracle of life and how God created all of these things, from the seeds to the plants to just everything. It's been so, so amazing. And I cannot wait to see what we grow this year, what we learn this year. Yeah, get excited for lots of fun gardening content. So I hope this video inspired and encouraged you. Definitely check out the Hope Grows Here journal linked below. Check out the gardening printable I have linked below. And I just encourage you so much to grow something, even if it's just an herb on your windowsill, and see what God does in and through that. So be sure to comment below. Let me know if you love gardening, if you have any tips for us. And be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any upcoming Creative Faith videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye, friend.